Welcome to Bible Journey. In the beginning, two brothers stood at the altar of God. One gave with love, the other gave with pride. What happens when jealousy takes root? This is not just a story of two sons. It is the first tale of murder, mercy, and the voice of blood that still cries from the ground. A good son and a bad son, the story of Cain and Abel. Cain and Abel grew up to be very different young men. Cain became a farmer. He tilled the land, planted crops, and harvested fruits and vegetables. Abel became a shepherd. He cared for flocks of sheep. It was hard work, but Abel loved tending his lambs and watching them grow into strong, healthy animals. One day, both brothers brought an offering to the Lord. Cain brought some of the food he had grown from the ground. Abel, however, brought the very best lamb from his flock. God was pleased with Abel and his offering, but not with Cain or his gift. Why? Not because Abel's gift was more valuable, but because Abel's heart was full of love, for God, and even for his brother. Cain, however, was filled with anger, pride, and jealousy. He did not love his brother. God saw Cain's heart and warned him, "If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you don't, sin is crouching at your door. It wants to rule over you, but you must rule over it." But Cain refused to listen. His anger burned inside him. He couldn't stand the fact that God loved Abel's offering more than his. One day, Cain said to Abel, "Let's go out into the field." And there, in the open countryside, when no one else was around, Cain attacked his brother. He struck Abel down, and killed him. It was the first murder. The first innocent blood spilled on the earth. God saw what Cain had done. He asked him, "Where is your brother Abel?" Cain lied, "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?" But God said, "What have you done? Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." Because of this terrible sin, God cursed Cain. "The ground will no longer yield crops for you. You will wander the earth, homeless and restless." Only then did Cain realize the weight of what he had done. He cried out to the Lord, "My punishment is too much for me to bear. I'll be driven from your presence. Anyone who finds me might kill me." But God, full of mercy, placed a mark on Cain to protect him. He warned that anyone who killed Cain would suffer sevenfold punishment. So Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden. Though Abel had died, God had not forgotten him. Abel had lived a good life, and God remembers the righteous forever. One day, God will bring Abel back to life. He will live again, not to die anymore. He will dwell in God's kingdom eternally. "I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me, even though they die, shall live." John 11:25. Abel's blood was spilled, but his life was not forgotten. God remembers the righteous, and one day, even the dead shall rise. From the ground to glory. This is the hope of the faithful. Subscribe to Bible Journey. Discover the truth, walk the path, share the light.